What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Warehouse Series, and I welcome you to Discord Friday. So let's get right into it. So today I want to hit this question up first and foremost. Now, I get this question in my private messages, on my Discord, and on comment sections all the time, at least once or twice a week. And that is basically, I put this question on here. I basically summed up everybody's question. I picked up my pace today. I did it 70%. I am not going to be able to do this. And my first response every single time to the people that do this, that ask this, is how long have you been in the warehouse? And every single one of them answer 2 weeks or less. Guys, there is a reason why your warehouse gives you a grace period. There's a reason why they give you 90 days or 60 days, whatever the case may be, because it's a process. It takes time. You have to learn to build a pallet before you make your times. If you're trying to make your times before you build your pallet, it's not going to work out for you guys. There's a reason. The warehouse know this. They know this. That is why they give you so much time. That's why they give you 90 days to make your times, because they know it is not an easy process. So people that have been there 2 weeks or less, please quit stressing about your times. You need to learn to build your pallet. That's why I am here, and that's why I repeat the same things day in and day out. Okay? I hope I clear this up. Any more comments on this, please leave it in the comment section below, guys. We could talk about it, and I'm going to try to help you. All right? That's why Discord's here, and that's why I'm here to help you build this pallet so your times are not going to be a problem. All right, the second question I want to get to, Cowboy Time posted. You guys with the wet room, cabbages, open boxes, stack them, stuff's crushing. You know, how do you deal with these boxes that are soaked? It is not easy. And as I'm talking to you, I'm going to put up Run Guns pictures that they put up because they have some wet room product on here. We have celery sticks in our wet room. We have the cabbage. I don't know if these are the cabbages you're talking about. They are open on top. All what I can say is if this was my wet room pallet and I had boxes that were crushed on one side, whatever box is crushing or leaning towards one side, you want it facing towards the middle of your pallet. So you want your pallet to lean inwards. You don't want them leaning outwards. If the box is totally crushed, I try personally not selecting that box, but if I have no choice but to select that case, it's going in the middle of the pallet. Wet room products are definitely harder to build, especially when they're boxes and they're all soggy from being soaking wet. You just have to do the best to your ability. Once again, if you are new to selecting the wet room, it's just a process that you're going to learn what leans against what's the best process of building this pallet. I know I'm not really clarifying a lot of things here, but you just basically want your pallet leaning inwards, and hopefully things will work out. All right, guys, so the next couple pictures I'm going to show is a couple more high lift operating, and it's so sad. Deadpool is the one that's posting these pictures. These are all from the same warehouse. I did not realize that whenever I did the video last with forklift mishaps. I did not realize they were basically all from the same warehouse. That's pretty bad. We have some pretty bad forklift operators, and the amount, I don't know how the span that you took these pictures over, but it's pretty bad that these are all come from the same warehouse. But I wanted to add a couple on. This is the one I wanted to add on, is mangoes. Mangoes do not fill out the whole entire pallet. When they stack these on wherever they come from, they hug them towards the middle of the pallet. Well, when they hug them towards the middle of the pallet, if there's a board missing, or maybe the gap's a little bit big in the boards, and the end of the mangoes are inside that gap, well, if you're very aggressive with this replan move or your put away move, this can happen right here. We've seen it happen in our warehouse, and I'm telling you right now, when you have a mango move, tilt up, be very slow with mangoes, because if they are leaning into the gap of the pallet, this is exactly what happens. All right, another forklift op at the same warehouse I wanted to add on, and that's this right here. How does this happen? How does a 15,000 pound forklift fall over, especially with no product on it? Well, and this is probably hydraulic fluid, unless it Usually hydraulic fluid got like a green tint to it, but usually the hydraulic fluid leaks out whenever this stuff happens. Now, we've had this happen 3 times that I know of in our warehouse, 2 times in 1 week, actually just in a few days that this happened. And 1 time or 2 times we have a cross out that we can cross in the middle of our warehouse, and we have racking up above. Well, when people are not paying attention, they do a move, they put their pallet away, and then they have their forks all the way up, and they're sitting there bull crapping to somebody, hey, how's it going, all that stuff. And then they forget they have their forks up, and they start going through the cross out, bam, hit the racks, lift falls over. That happened twice. Our other lift was on the top, put a pallet away on the top, and then at the top of the rack, there was a piece sticking up of the rack. Well, they were turning while they were pulling out, and their forks caught the rack, and they kept turning, and they had resistance pushing against that rack. So when their forks finally came out, boom, they just like sprung out, and it was enough weight where you're up, 3 stories, or not 3 stories, but you know what I mean. You're up real high, and it's going to knock your forklift over. Guys, proper procedures, and you will not have this happen. Square up, forks up, put your product in, pull your forks out, forks all the way down, turn, proper procedures. This does not happen. It doesn't happen often. Remember, guys, when I say it happened at my warehouse 3 times that I know of, I've been there for almost 25 years, and 3 times obviously is too many, but luckily all 3 people did not get hurt, and it's just a matter of getting this forklift up and moving on. So, but that is how this stuff happens. All right, so now let's get on to some more products. All right, so this is stacks. Stacks, you've been posting a lot of pictures lately. A lot of column stacking going on in your warehouse. That's fine. But this box upright, I just wanted to point out real quick, I don't like it. All right, so we got some Heinz ketchup up here. Me personally, if it takes 2 seconds to make my pallet better, I'm going to do it. And to me, this would. 2 seconds to take this box out of here, drop these ketchups down, put them side by side, drop everything down. Because if you get these ketchups, they're going to be higher than this box. So you're going to have your gap here, and you're going to be able to drop this box down or even have this box laid flat. Little things like that will make your pallet better. So instead of standing this box upright, I would have took that box out, dropped the ketchups down side by side, and then we would have been higher than this little ledge here, and then this big box and the box upright would have been able to stack on there perfectly. So let's get to the next picture. All right, so this one here is MXC and a bunch of numbers over on Discord. Not bad. I mean, we got a small pallet. I mean, honestly, when you're building a pallet this size, I honestly don't care what it looks like as long as cases are upright, not crushing anything, not breaking any contents, and it's a square pallet. It's fine to me. We got a small pallet. We want to move faster with small pallets. This one over here, I like it. I like the column up the side. We got a box on its side, but it's nothing major. Good looking pallet. It's nice and square. And honestly, yeah, I mean, it's good looking, guys. Good looking pallet. So I just wanted to put your pallet up here. Thank you for joining Discord, and thank you for posting your work. If you could post more work, that would be great. All right, this is CK Learns, I believe it is. I asked why we have 2 pallets here, and this person said a lot of people in the warehouse do this, and it's so they don't have to bend over a lot. So if you're in a warehouse that has a lot of smaller pallets, and you can get away with this, then so be it. But I know in our warehouse, they would definitely frown upon this because we have a lot of cubed out pallets, and this is just taking away cube. So it's definitely something that our warehouse would frown upon. So with that being said, let's get to the pallet. I like it, guys. I like the pallet. It's nice and square. You got a lot of yogurt going on here, a lot of dairy products, and you're keeping light cases together, and your pallet looks very well built. Very nice job. Another new person on Discord, thank you for joining, and thank you for posting your pictures. All right, guys, this is Jay Bing. So I do want to go over some stuff here. One, the V8 splashes I do not like on their sides. Remember, guys, being level does not mean compromising cases. All right, we do not, although your first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers are perfect, And then when we got to these V8 splashes, you're thinking, I need to be as close to these as possible, so I'm going to turn these V8 splashes on their side. No, you turn these V8 splashes upright, and then you find a high and a low to get even again. You kept your broths upright. We got our propels upright. I'm not a big fan of the Gatorades in this part of the palette going this way, but your palette's not bad. It's square. I just personally do not like the V8 splashes on their side. I would never put them on their side. It's a liquid. Back to your back palette. We do have a lot going on here. This low on the palette, these tunas right here, you do not want, guys, that low on the palette, you do not want cases leaning. You do not want to go from a high to a low. It doesn't matter how minute it is, you do not want to do it. This tuna right here, I would have faced inwards right on top of my spaghetti sauce, and then this tuna would have fit perfectly on top of your baked beans or whatever you have here. Remember, guys, keep things facing inwards if you possibly can. You don't want to do this if you don't have to. Like this, I get what you're doing. You're doing what everybody else does. I got a ragu rather going in towards the middle, so I need my tuna to tie it in. Keep things going the same direction. It's okay to call them stack for a little bit, because that tuna on its end right there caused this. I mean, we're just, the whole look all the way up. It goofed our palette the whole way up. And then we got Gatorade on its side up here. Yeah, there's a lot going on. It looks like we have flour or sugar on its side. Once again, I would never put this stuff on its side. There's a lot going on here, and we're only looking at one side of the palette. It's not horrible, but there's definitely room for improvement, but it's not horrible. And I think you said you're a new selector. So definitely keep posting your pictures, and I will help you out as much as possible. But look how you up here. See how you put your Gatorade this way in this part of the palette? What you do with the Dolomite sugar the same way. Now picture this all the way down here. We do that, and we're just going to keep doing that the whole way up. That's why I can't stand it. Cases facing inwards when possible. This back palette actually is good with all your cases facing in. It's just that we need to worry about just a few tweaks. That's all it is a few tweaks. Keep posting your pictures, JP. All right, and that brings me down to my last picture. This is, I believe it's my last picture. Yep, this is cowboy time. Apples, I would never put them on their sides. I don't even know why you put it on its sides, because it honestly would fit perfectly on top of this box right here. These, the Bolthouse Farms, I try to fill gaps in with when possible. I do like that your palette's square. I like these 4 cases right here on top of each other. You're keeping light cases together. I like your base down here, keeping things together. We got the cauliflower on the back. We got it facing inwards. I always leave, even your the greens right here. I leave open spaces, and I will try to fill in gaps with this. I don't like your box upright. Don't ever put boxes upright, because it's just going to crush that much easier. Your avocados right here, whatever this bottom case is right here, if I would have selected this and I would have got 4 avocados. Now I like your avocados stacked. I would have just removed this box and then put the avocados right down, nicely stacked, and then put this case on top. This might even be a cabbage down here. But your palette's not horrible, but it definitely needs some work. So once again, we got a lot of new people posting pictures over on Discord, and I honestly, sincerely appreciate it. All right, guys, so that's it for Discord Friday. Please keep posting your pictures. I appreciate all the new people coming over, posting their pictures, and guys, we're here to help. I hope to continue with these Discord Fridays, and I hope to keep helping you guys. So just subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day.